Guys, you know that all those drones over Langley Air Force Base was to show that that how vulnerable human beings are to drone technologies. The drones are more effective of a tool in maintaining extortion and exploitation for the wealthy and the manipulative than having unreliable human beings that can be slayed by lust and pride and vanity and manipulation. Because when they get in wars with all this stuff in Syria and whatever, they always betray each other, murder each other, kill each other, stuff. And there's more order to having drones that can be told by the people that are in charge. And then the drones can't be, they have to follow certain orders, certain rules, certain aspects to maintain order. Right? The drone and the robot. And so that's why they decided to go in that direction, because soldiers are unreliable. They can switch allegiances depending on what happens. Here's how I'm going to get my money, but you were having sex with teenagers. You damn bastard. You let us all down. You told us you weren't having sex with teenagers. That's bullshit. Everybody knew him and Clinton were having, everybody knows that. Okay. That Clinton and Trump were having sex with the Epstein parties, for, been going, everybody's known this for 30 years, 40 years, a long time, right? So these Tiberius parties, and the girls aren't taken and kidnapped. They're recruited. They want to use their sexuality to gain access to Macy's and Bloomingdale's and, breakfast at Tiffany's, right? You're going to go have sex with Jeffrey Epstein and Bill Clinton, Monica Lewinsky, get your presidential knee badge. He's the most powerful man in the world. A lot of women get off on, Fidel Castro used to have really physically desirable women have sex with him. And when he was older, he's not real attractive and not a nice person, a terrible person. A lot like Epstein, Clinton, and Trump are terrible people. But they can sign a piece of paper and have people killed. Okay? And get away with it. That's not true. Are you kidding? The President of the United States can declare war. Jeffrey Epstein has so much money, he can have somebody's, killed even without even having to sign a piece of paper. Nobody knows. Just send the money to Will Smith's phone, and your witness is gone. Right? Power, Lord, power. I cried, power, Lord, right? With the delusions of Stanley Donen, of Bedazzled, right? And you got to understand that people that try to confine the soul to self are trying to confine the glory of God to self, and thus trapping the essence of self in self and making yourself miserable. Right? So the moment you realize, Blaise Pascal, romantic love's not love. If you die, she's going to reproduce with someone else in their animalistic things. Keep your heart open, 'cause love will find a way, right? And sexual reproduction isn't love. Okay? And the rockets red glare and bombs bursting in the air, it's land of the free and home of the brave. You're fighting over money. You're killing each other over money. Okay, where's the freedom in that? And how is that brave? Okay, Jesus at Calvary. That's very brave. standing up to a republic that mass murders people over money and saying only living the faithful love of, loving one another through faith in God is brave and can keep you free. It's not that hard. You guys feel lucky? Freaking Rothschild and Rockefeller. I can't help but laugh at that, man. I'm like, right up to the time where they do the thing for the AGI, so the guy who takes over the contract for the military thing to replace all the trained Ethan Hunt killers and all that stuff is a guy named Lucky. You gotta admit, it kind of makes you laugh a little. Okay. Maybe it's just me. I have a different laugh when the guy voicing God on Bedazzled, or a different laugh than Charlton Heston. It's kind of funny. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they didn't set you up. Maybe you guys are so much smarter than me. Maybe Neil deGrasse Tyson's got it all figured out with the atomic clock, and everything's going to be all right for all you podcasters from ScanDisk. Hey, everything is going to be all right. You're going to be living the truth of the Lord's Prayer. That's true. Wow. You won't have to be a short order cook trying to go out with a girl with too much makeup. Yeah. That looks better as a nun. Right. Some of them bitch. Yeah, you guys are crazy. But, wow. I have a very strong feeling today that the guy in India is not going to have more drones than automobiles in India. So yeah, I don't think he's gonna. It's too late, baby. Now it's too late. Though we really did. Well, see, because the thing about it is this, guys, his life is eternal, grace is infinite, and so when children inherit the Lord's Prayer, you could take an industrialist like Elon Musk, and his own drone could kill him. And then if he's fortunate enough to have a molecular structure that wasn't eradicated on the face of the planet off of bad genome sequencing science projects out of Fort Huachuca, that little boy won't have the opportunity to exploit children in Malaysia and Bangladesh as prostitutes, or be exploited by children in the United States that have different laws, to where it's like, if you have sex with me, I can send you to prison to get raped by men that you can't beat up. And they say, well, then I'll just have somebody who can kill people kill you. And then it's like, wow, what a slippery slope we go down now. Then we got Dick Wolf TV shows. You got the Doink Doink. You got too much Mariska Hargitay. You have two elephants fucking before a hockey game. Look out for the slushies. Go Maple Leafs. It's wow. But is Montreal the Canadiens? I can't remember. I haven't heard from them in a while. Toronto's Maple Leafs, right? And Vancouver's the Canucks. That's a slang word for Canadians. Yeah, the Vancouver Canucks. And Edmonton's Oilers. Okay. And Calgary was the Flames. Are they still there? Didn't they move? Well, Winnipeg was the Jets, and they moved and came the Coyotes. I don't know. It gets confusing. Does Winnipeg have a team now? I'm not paying attention, really. I was never really that big of a hockey fanatic because they beat the hell out of each other, and I can't ice skate, right? I know. Alex and Sabrina are really big into hockey. Yeah, I'm not big into UFC. I don't like UFC at all. I don't like boxing. No, I can't stand UFC. I can kick all their asses. Probably even now. Yeah. Even now. The chi that goes through my body that they wanted to test in that parking lot in Sierra Vista, Arizona. The one kid punched me and I didn't even feel it. And he bench presses probably as much as the people that knock each other out, and he trained in UFC fighting to punch me. He sucker punched me when I was putting my groceries down for my kids. I didn't even feel it. It didn't even faze me. So I go after a cage fighter with my adrenaline flowing because you won't stop paying money to rape girls in Mexico. I'm going to run right at you. And if you hit me, I'm not going to feel it. Then I'm going to hit you. And you thought Bruce Lee's one-edged punch was impressive, right? So, yeah. Anybody want a cage fight? Your money against the Lord's Prayer? Come on now, baby. Come on now, baby. Come on. Sell me a yogurt that helps you poop. Come on now, baby. Come on. Girl, you know what I mean? So, bedazzled, huh? Y'all bedazzled? Okay. I can't say for sure that this is happening, but it sure does look like it's happening. We'll find out. In the meantime, I know Dimas and Jeff. It's okay. I know the people here at White Sands that want to continue to fucking fight over money as opposed to stand up for Lord's Prayer, which they claim, many of them claim to believe in, are going to try to torture me to death until the bitter end. And bitter end. I don't see it that way because I'm real efficient and quick. You know, hey, the robot killed him real fast. He didn't even see it coming. Right. So I don't see it as a bitter end. I think the only bitter end part of it was maybe the kids that believed you were a good person and you weren't, and you didn't admit to them that you weren't. That's probably the bitter end thing that Rockefeller and Rothschild are talking about. That would be my most likely, that would be my best educated assessment or guess. Yeah, that, children that were hoodwinked by them, or, their own kids, or, people that thought they were good people when they really weren't, and have to sit there and take that bitter pill and go, oh, he was a murdering pile of shit. That, kind of like Alex Jones yelling at Donald Trump. Like he fucking, man, it's like when Rockefeller joked to me about Hillary Clinton making the faces when they watched Bin Laden be taken out. He's like, yeah, that woman acting like she has a soul. I'm like, you're funny. Rockefeller's a trip. Of course she doesn't have a soul. She cannot possess a soul. Soul provides life, but if your brain is so damaged, the soul is trapped in that brain, and it's a hideous place. So don't be like that, okay? All you actors out there, hypocrites and heathens, try not to be neither hypocrite nor heathen to be, okay? Borrow a lender be, that too.